So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is be serious, man. Girls are ready, bro, but you, man, are just not ready. You get me? And you know what the problem is? Shall I tell you what the problem is? Shall I tell you what a big problem is? Shall I tell you what a big problem is, yeah? That, actually, no, it's long. Anyway, what are you saying? Chat to me. Say that again? What's the problem? Wallahi, shall I tell you what the problem is? I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is brothers are not ready to be men. A lot of you guys are male. You're male, but you're not men. I'm not saying none of you are men. I'm sure there's some men here. I'm not bad. I'm pretty sure. But I'm just giving you a real fact of life. We have males, but we don't have men. A man is ready to take control of his life, man. Do his thing. He goes out there, he puts in work. He takes responsibility, but our young brother is not trying to take responsibility, man. Like, how are you going to have a brother, he's 18, 19, 20, still taking money from his parents? Two things that I think are very embarrassing, and they affect your manhood. Three things. They affect your manhood. Number one is your lack of knowledge. You as a man, you need to be the one in the house with the knowledge. You need to be teaching your kids. You need to be teaching your wife. You need to be teaching your sisters. You need to lead by example. How is it that every time someone asks a question, you're like, yeah, let me go ask the sheikh. So one day when you're married and you have to ask personal questions with regards to your wife, every time you're going to ask another man about your wife, well, you're going to have to. You're going to have to ask any personal questions because you need to know the answer. But how embarrassing is it for you that you have to go somewhere else and they have to now know about your wife and your sister and all these personal things about them? But you should be able to know yourself. How are you a man that when your parents die, when your mum and dad die, because they will die one day, you don't even know how to read their janazah prayer? I tell you, I can come, pray in your mum. How do I do janazah prayer? What kind of a man are you? What kind of man? You don't even know how to pray in your mum's dead body or your dad's dead body. Does that make sense? So knowledge. You need to have knowledge, number one. Knowledge. Number two, bro, you need to have money. You need to make some peas, bro. Some halal money, akhi. I personally, I'm not with a whole 9 to 5 kind of life. I don't rate that. I'm not saying 9 to 5 is haram. I'm not telling you it's bad. But personally, I encourage people to become entrepreneurs. I encourage you to entrepreneur means that set up your own little project, your own business, make your own money. You know why? Because that way, you can make your work run around your religion, not make your religion run around your work. You can go to classes when you want. You can go to Umrah when you want. You can travel to see your family members when you want. You can go to classes when you want. You can pray 5 times a day in the masjid. Because you make your own money, you understand? And you can now facilitate a work environment and hire people that will facilitate Islam for them as well. I'm saying, go ahead and make money, bro. The Prophet ﷺ said there's only 2 things you're allowed to be jealous of. You know that, right? You're not allowed to be jealous of anything else except for these 2 things. Number one, a man who's got knowledge and a man who's got money and he uses money in the path of Allah. Knowledge and money, you need it for yourself and you need it for the community, for the ummah, to serve it. And the third thing we have to add on to that, you have to be strong, man. Brothers can't be weak, man. How you telling me you're a man and you've got like sweet corn for biceps? You hear me? Now, I'm not trying to say that a skinny guy can't be strong. Because he can. The Prophet ﷺ was a very strong man and he was not built the way you'd think a strong man is built today. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah was a very strong man on the battlefield fighting against the Mongols. But he wasn't built like that. The Prophet ﷺ, his sword used to weigh 60 kilograms. 60 kg the Prophet's sword weighed. You might be thinking, I can't even curl 60 kg in the gym. The Prophet's sword, which he'd swing around, was 60 kilograms. But the Prophet weren't big and broad like that. But he was a man. You know where his strength came from? You know where the Prophet's strength came from? It came from worshipping Allah. Shall I give the evidence? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned with regards to Hud alayhi salam and the people of Ad. Allah said to them, do istighfar. Seek forgiveness from Allah. Why? Because then Allah will increase you in your strength. You will gain strength from doing istighfar. I'll give you another evidence. Fatima radiallahu anha, her hand, sisters pay attention, it's a good one for you guys. Fatima radiallahu anha, she came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and her hands became very, 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 very worn out because of all the work she was doing. She was doing all that housework. So when she went to the Prophet ﷺ, she said to the Prophet ﷺ, I need a maid. I need a servant that's going to help me. So I can't do this on my own. My hands are withering away. So the Prophet ﷺ said that he was going to give her something better. He told her, before you go to sleep, say Subhanallah 33 times, say Alhamdulillah 33 times, and say Allahu Akbar 33 times. So now the scholars had a discussion, and they said, whoa, hold up. Fatima radiallahu anha came to the Prophet asking for physical help, because she had a physical problem. She had a physical problem, meaning her hands were physically, they were getting destroyed. So she asked for physical help, a maid, a servant that will help her with physical work. So the Prophet, he gave her something that wasn't a physical solution. It seems rather, he gave her a spiritual solution. He told her, just do dhikr, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. They said it can never be that you come to the Prophet for advice and he gives you bad advice. It can never be that you came to the Prophet for a solution to a problem, except that he gives you the solution to the problem that you ask. So from that, the scholars deduce that one of the reasons why the Prophet ﷺ told her to read Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar 33 times each was because that would actually give her hand strength. The same way Allah mentioned in the Quran, if you do istighfar, if you say astaghfirullah, Allah will give you strength. The same way Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, every morning when the people would be eating breakfast, he would be sitting there after Fajr, he would do Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. He would do dhikr. He would do this dhikr. And then they would come to him and say, Shaykh Islam, the food is ready, come eat your breakfast. And he would say, this is my breakfast. He said, if I do not eat this, I will become very, very, very weak. He used to eat it, and he used to go, and he used to fight against the Mongols. Mongols were destroying the people. They literally destroyed the blood of millions. But he defended his community, his people. He defended his city of Damascus when they came and they invaded. He wasn't a very big man, but he was a man who used to worship Allah a lot. So brothers, be men. Number one, seek religion, seek the knowledge of your religion. Number two, earn money. Number three, be a man, be strong, do dhikr. So I'm saying, be strong, learn a martial art, man. I'm not saying you're learning to go out there and fight and beat people out, but I'm saying you're learning to discipline yourself. You're learning to know how to defend yourself if harm comes your way. You have to be able to protect your family. One day you're going to be a man. Your child is going to look up to you. When you're a dad, your child's going to look up to you. You can't be in a situation where your kid is looking at you and he's thinking, Dad's a bit moist, You don't want to be in that situation. When you're a kid, you always look at your dad. Dad's a superhero. My dad will beat up your dad. That's what people say, right? That's what kids say in primary school. My dad, not your dad. That's what they say. I'm not saying say anything like that. I'm not. But I'm trying to show you the mentality that kids have is, your dad is always the best, right? Good, so make sure you are the best, because eventually that kid's going to grow up. And you don't want him to look at you and be like, right, Dad, what happened? You used to look different like 5-6 years ago. Do you get me? So you want to always be knowledge-wise, financially, strength-wise. You always want to be above. Does that make sense? With that said, brothers, we're going to bring the session to an end, inshallah. We've got to head over to London, so we've got to do the session there. So please forgive me, I can't spend much time with you guys. I'm going to have to literally cheer off, inshallah ta'ala. I've got to love you and leave you. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Brothers and sisters, I need your attention for just 1 minute. Our brothers around the world, they need help. Some of them, if they don't get food and water to drink, they are going to die. And then there's others, like those who are back home, who live on the same streets as us. And if they don't get help in terms of spiritual help, they might lose their faith. Now, both those whose lives are in danger and whose faith are in danger, they both need to be helped. But I want to explain to you the repercussions of not helping both of them. You see, if you don't help those who are suffering when it comes to starvation, at least when they will die Muslims. And all that they will leave, or all that they will lose at the end, is their life of this world.
But like, if you don't help those brothers and sisters who are struggling in terms of their faith, if they die, then they might actually lose their afterlife and potentially be entered into the hellfire for a period of time, if not eternity. For that reason, it's important that we don't neglect these brothers. For that reason, we started up a project called Umrah with the Mandem, where we take brothers and sisters from around the world, specifically the UK, specifically London, and we take them with us. And we set up a program that facilitates for them to change. We also provide them support for when they return. And we always select a handful of brothers who can't afford it themselves. And this time, we have taken on board more people without paying anything than we ever have before. And we are in urgent need of their costs being covered. So if you would like to help facilitate towards someone's life changing, then please go to the link below, inshallah ta'ala, and donate generously. Remember, if they change their life, then you're actually helping them, inshallah ta'ala, be a part of saving their afterlife. And in terms of reward, then any good that they do from this point onwards, if they change because of your donation and you're sincere, then you're going to get all that reward as well. So on the Day of Judgment, you get this mountain of good deeds, prayers, charity, fasts, all this stuff that you've never done. But why did it come your way? Because you facilitated with Allah's permission for someone to make change. And then when he changed, he or she did all of these things. And now that reward is all on your scales on a Day of Judgment. So please, brothers and sisters, be as generous as you can. Go to the link below, donate like crazy. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.